Hi, I'm Jimumi. I'm one of the IDA Youth champions from Malawi, and I'm going to be having a conversation with Aki, who is the Vice President of Development Finance at the World Bank, just to talk about some of the myths and misconceptions when it comes to development finance. Thank you. So, first question and first myth: does development finance, particularly IDA, promote dependency for countries?
So that's a total myth because under IDA, each country develops its own destiny, its own development strategy, and IDA supports that country to realize its vision.
All right. Myth number 2: IDA imposes conditions on countries.
We don't impose conditions, we do work with them to think through the changes they have to make in their policies. So it's not as if we are coming in from the outside for the sake of effecting change, but it's for reforms and other changes that need to take place in the country which will help the country in the long run.
And myth number 3: there is no real space for young people in IDA or international development.
We are trying hard to get the voices of the youth into this IDA context. So like you have been doing, we have the IDA Youth Champions. And I think this is something that needs to be continued to get more of the voices of the future.
All right. And then there's another myth, which is development is charity. What's your take on that?
Right. My take is that development is not charity, that it is an investment. Okay. And the investment for the collective future, it's not just for the developing countries, it's also for the donor countries as well. I would never say that development is charity. Now, if it becomes a charity, it's bad news, and whatever the project it is, it's not going to succeed. The project has to be an investment, and that the recipient country takes full ownership of.
And then there's one where they're talking about development takes long and also doesn't deliver.
Development does take long. Okay. It doesn't happen overnight, but you keep getting at it, and once you maintain that effort, you get big things done. And I've seen with my own eyes some tremendous transformations where a very poor country became a major donor to IDA, and we have a number of those countries.
And then there's another myth that's about money that's raised for development, that money doesn't end up reaching the people that it's meant to reach.
We have significantly improved our monitoring systems. And what's also adding further impetus to this kind of work is the technology. Technologies like blockchain can be used to trace the flow of funds from projects to beneficiaries. But in the case of IDA, there's one other thing that I want to highlight. So we have that ability to channel those funds in a leveraged way, unlike most other development organizations.
Now, the last question is, there are many players in the development space. Why is IDA relevant?
IDA is the platform present in just about every developing country. It has multi-sectoral expertise. It's got boots on the ground. But I would also like to add that IDA is a defragmenter, because by providing a platform for development partners to come together, we reduce aid fragmentation. Also, IDA is a multiplier, because IDA has the ability to leverage its assets, which I think is very important for today's world. I consider that to be totally false. 35 countries have graduated from IDA. 23 of them came back as donors of their own volition, because they know IDA works, they benefited from it, and they want to start giving back, which makes IDA very special.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.